Look at this. We've got a mobile aquarium with us, ladies and gentlemen. And good, we've got the kids. Gather the kids around because I know that they're going to want to see this. Bridget and Michael. You like fishes?
That's good.
Hey, how are you? What's your name?
Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. Nice to meet you.
Blair.
Blair, nice to meet you. You're from Bay Mobile, bringing them Bay your way?
Yeah, we're from Aquarium of the Bay. Have you been there before, Leo?
I have. I love the Aquarium of the Bay.
That's awesome. So Aquarium of the Bay is a nonprofit aquarium on Pier 39 in San Francisco. And
by the way, the number one tourist attraction in the world.
Yeah.
So a great place to go. If you're going to San Francisco, go to Pier 39 and make sure you hit the Aquarium of the Bay.
Yeah, we love to talk about the animals that are found all over this map. This is the map of the Bay Area. And so we talk about issues that affect the Bay Area, but also affect the whole world, which is why we have our world back here. And what we like to talk about in the Baymobile is climate change. So the way that works is when we burn fossil fuels for our cars or electricity, we release extra carbon dioxide. So we have all sorts of heat-trapping gases in the atmosphere that act like a blanket. Dave's going to put a nice blanket on our planet here, like our atmosphere. So that has methane.
Can you see it?
Water.
There it is. Yeah.
It has carbon dioxide from us
trapping
breathing.
it.
But then we have extra carbon dioxide, and Dana's going to put extra blankets on there, boo, from all of the fossil fuels that we burn for cars and electricity and stuff like that.
Well, what happens when you get all those blankets on there?
Well, how do you feel with too many blankets on?
Hot.
You feel hot. That's exactly how our planet feels. It's too hot. So that changes a lot of things. That changes weather patterns. It changes things on land. It changes things in the water. The first thing we're going to talk about is an animal on land that is changed by our changing atmosphere. We have a friend right here. Danny's going to talk all about her.
Excellent. Well, I want everyone here to meet BB, our California king snake, okay?
Should I be afraid?
You should not be afraid. BB is very friendly. Snakes are the best. They are very used to people, this snake especially, okay?
And no poison.
No poison. No venom, no poison. A very important thing to know about this snake is that it is cold-blooded, just like most reptiles, okay? Now, cold-blooded means that these snakes cannot really control their inner body temperature. It's very dependent on the temperature outside. So if it gets too hot outside, a snake might want to hide in the shade, might want to leave its area. If it gets too cold, a snake would lie in the sun. But with all these extra blankets on our planet, we know that these snakes might be a little bit too hot. Now, how might a snake react if it's too hot out? It might leave. It might leave the area. Now,
where are you going to go if the whole planet's hot?
And why do we really care if a snake leaves? Snakes are very important to have around, especially around here. They are a top predator. They eat animals like mice. They control the mice and rat population. Now we know those animals can spread diseases. They eat a lot of our food. A very interesting thing about the king snake, actually how they get their name, is that they are immune to venom and they eat rattlesnakes. So they actually can eat the baby rattlesnakes we have around California, which is very nice to have them around. When we are in the wild and we see king snake, we know there's probably no rodents and no rattlesnakes around.
Does anyone want to touch? Some people should come up and touch this.
Oh, Michael, go touch a snake.
So a lot of people are afraid of snakes for a few reasons. They think that they're all venomous, but as we just found out, they're not all venomous. These guys are actually helping us out by getting rid of some of the venomous animals. They also, a lot of people think snakes are slimy. Do they feel slimy? Does he feel slimy? No. Not at all.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually take BB all around the Bay Area. BB has met thousands of children. Could not kiss, wouldn't want to kiss a reptile.
We generally don't like to kiss wild animals. It's not the best
probably not a good idea.
idea.
So it's a California king snake.
California king snake,
And her
yes.
name is BB.
BB King.
How do you know she's a girl?
Well, we don't know for sure, but we can guess that she's a girl based on her size.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if she laid an egg at some
Yes.
point, then you'd know. But
Good
she
way to
hasn't
tell.
at this
Good way to
point.
She has not yet laid eggs, so we don't know for sure yet.
Is she happy or is she...
She's a little sensitive, a little nervous that she's maybe on camera, but she's doing fine.
Yeah, well, we all are, so I understand that.
She's about 5 years old.
Yeah, she's about 5 years old. And when she sticks out her tongue like that, she's actually just smelling. That's what she's doing.
They're
Yeah.
tasting the air. They're smelling all of us around here right now.
Yeah. So that's how some of our animals on land could be affected by our changing climate. But something else that could be affected is our oceans. So that changes things because it gets the ocean warmer, but it also changes the chemistry inside the ocean. So we have a really cool experiment here. So I have these pH meters here. If you guys have heard of pH before, it's a measure of acidity. So ocean water is usually around 8. And when we measure acidity, we're measuring how much hydrogen ions we have floating around. And so when we add carbon dioxide, it changes that amount of hydrogen ions, or the acidity of the ocean. So we have our pH of 8.1 in both of these guys right now. And now I need some volunteers who might have brought some carbon dioxide with them today.
Come here, children. Children,
Leo,
come here. I've got a lot of hot air. I could do it. All right.
So we're going to blow bubbles, just like in maybe your milk at home. You might have done in the
Have
past.
you ever done that?
Yeah.
All right. So you're going to blow bubbles in that one? Now, right now, this is reading 8.1.
Yeah.
Is that neutral? It's a little acidic?
It's actually a little basic.
A little base,
and
okay.
that's what the ocean is like. It's a little bit basic. It's
Okay,
a little
let's have
above
a base
7.
race. All right, here you go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Keep going. Don't pass out, though. Take a breath.
They got 2 air blowers.
I know.
I have
It's
more
cheating.
hot air. Where are we? Are we going to 8.0? Where are we
You're
going?
going down.
I got 8.0.
It's going down. So what's happening is, as we add, you guys can keep going if you want. As we add carbon dioxide, the pH is going down. That actually
7.9.
means the ocean is getting more acidic. Which, when we see acids in things like comic strips or on TV, acids burn through things, or they dissolve things, and that's not
7.8.
entirely inaccurate. Actually, what they do when they have more acidic
7.7.
tendencies is they're more likely to dissolve things. So we're not going to step into the
7.3.
ocean and have the ocean kind of start dissolving our skin. It's not going to be that bad, but it is going to change some other stuff. So we can see, oh my gosh, we went down a whole point here. And because pH is a log scale, that's actually a huge difference for those of us that know a lot about math.
So they got down to 7.1.
Yeah.
Wow.
So thank you guys so much for your help. That's awesome.
Oh,
And
nice
so
job, kids.
we have these down all the way to 7.1 and 7.4. So that can affect a lot of things in the ocean when we change our pH. And so he's going to bring out some animals that might be affected by that pH.
so that
Pretty
was,
cool.
That was just by putting a little bit of carbon dioxide in the water.
Yeah, so if you can think about all of the things that we have going into the ocean, adding carbon dioxide to the ocean, it's changing the ocean's acidity pretty fast. So if we look in here, I don't know if you guys can see in the overhead camera, we have some crabs in here. We have some hermit crabs, yeah.
Oh.
So I can reach in and pull one out.
So these guys don't have their own shell. They get in other people's shells. Is
Yeah,
that right?
so they pick another shell, and usually
Looks like a snail
you
shell.
blow them a little bit, they'll come out. But
Yeah.
he doesn't
Look
want
at them. He's shy. I think I'm shaving my head. I don't really
Put
want to
it
shave.
back. There we go. You can see him underwater, too. So the hermit crabs, they have a hard shell on the front, but their back end is really soft. And that's why they need those shells that they steal from other animals or take when other animals pass away. And their exoskeleton, but also those shells, are made out of this stuff called calcium carbonate, which is also what sea star exoskeletons are made out of, and all sorts of other shells that you see in the ocean. And so when we have a higher acidity, when our pH goes down, like we just did, the shells have a harder time forming. And so that's the issue that we have now in the ocean with something you might have heard of called ocean acidification. That's what's happening. These guys' shells are getting harder and harder to build. And so the reason these guys are so important is that hermit crabs eat detritus and carrion, which are fancy ways of saying
Dead stuff.
dead stuff and poop. Yeah. So they're very important animals because without
They're cleaning
them,
the bottom there.
yeah, the ocean would be a pretty gross place.
Wow.
Yeah. So we found out the ocean's getting more acidic, the Earth's getting hotter. What are we going to do about it, Danny?
Glad you asked that, Blair. It's actually a lot of things that we can do to try to remove these blankets from our planet, and it's all about the decisions that we make as individuals and as a community. Some of those decisions, how we get around, how we shop for food, what we eat, what we do on our spare time. Some things we can do are save on electricity. Most people don't know that the majority of our electricity actually comes from burning fossil fuels, such as coal, in giant power plants. The problem about doing that is that it adds to these blankets a tremendous amount. So by saving on electricity, by using less lights, we can actually remove some of these blankets.
Well, we're bad. We have a lot of lights here.
It's for a good cause, though.
But they're all
For a good
LED
cause.
lights, so they're not as bad
That's
as
true.
some.
That's true.
Yeah.
Other things we can do is focus on how we get around. So instead of taking our own cars to work, our own cars to school, we can either carpool, we can take public transportation. If you're in a city that has a good bus system, a good subway system, good train system. That is very good for our planet, and we can remove some more of this blanket. Other things we can do, shopping locally. So you may have not known this. If you're around here in the Bay Area and you shop at a farmer's market, chances are that food came from Central Valley or even closer. Now, the food does not need to travel very far to get there in a truck or a car or even an airplane if it's coming from far away. But when we do shop at big convenience stores, big grocery stores, chances are that food came from very far away. There's going to be a lot of carbon dioxide produced in that transportation for that vehicle. So by shopping locally, by thinking locally, by acting out, by demanding, by being the change that you want to see in this planet, we can remove this final blanket and our Earth looks very happy again.
You saved the Earth.
Yeah.
Yay.
So we can do it. I know it seems like a big problem, but the easiest way to do it is for all of us to work together. And like Danny said, demand the change that you want to see. So if politicians know that we want cleaner energy, we want our electricity to come from solar power, wind power, water, if we want it to come from all those places and we want to make climate change, global climate change, a real focus in the future, all we need to do is ask for it. We just need to work together. So at the aquarium, we come out to schools in our Baymobile setup right here, and we teach kids in kindergarten all the way through 12th grade in all 9 Bay Area counties for free. And between that and all of the other programs we do at the aquarium, we teach over 20,000 kids a year for free. So something else that you guys can do is you can spread the word about climate change, what you guys learned here today. Do what we're doing. We're doing our own thing to help right now. You can also help support the aquarium in our education efforts because we do offer all those programs for free. They don't cost nothing, so we can definitely get help for that. And you guys can go to our website to figure that out, www.aquariumofthebay.org. So if you guys want to come see those hermit crabs real quick, and Leo, do you have any questions or anything?
No,
like
I think you did a great job with that, Danny and Blair, and I really thank you. Come on, you want to see the hermit crabs?
Yeah, come on up.
Do they fight ever? Because they looked like they were kind of not getting along too well.
You know, sometimes they will. They'll actually compete. You guys can touch on the shell if you want. They will compete for the shells. If one of them is in a shell that another one wants, sometimes they'll
shell. It's a
pull
nice
them out.
house. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And they are crawling around, and you can see them eating the whatever the bottom stuff there is, cleaning it up.
They could, yeah.
Carrion
definitely.
and detritus, whatever is down there.
Like ones I got, they have big claws. Some of them have.
Yeah.
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 We don't eat.
They are, yeah. They do hang out in one place, but that's also so that as they grow, they can take other shells from hermit crabs as they leave them.
If they get too big and
They outgrow one shell, they leave it behind,
move
and then the littler one can get in.
They'll actually make a line sometimes, and they'll
No
each
kidding.
trade up to the next shell.
That's great. And we have hermit crabs here in the bay?
Yep. Definitely, yeah. All of the animals we have at Aquarium of the Bay are from the San Francisco Bay Area. So that's our
go to Pier 39.
hermit crabs, our
Visit
octopus,
the, aquarium.
otters.
I love the otters. Aren't they cute?
Yeah, they got snow today, actually.
The otters got snow?
Yeah.
Where?
In their exhibit. We brought in snow
You
for
snowed
them.
on them?
Yeah.
That's so mean. They don't
love
mind?
it.
They like it?
They love it, yeah.
They're used to cold climates. Thank you so much, Blair and Danny, and a great presentation. We really
Thanks for having
appreciate
us.
it.
Thank
Nice to
you.
meet you.
So happy
Again,
to come.
Aquarium of the Bay. Next time you're at Pier 39, you might want to check that out. And schools all around the Bay Area are getting this great presentation. So that's wonderful.